Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Now, in the last one we worked on some of the outside furniture of the door, and I said we're going to do the inside. Now, because we're working in this way, or I'm working in this way, I'm modelling a bit, adding some blueprints, going into Train Sim, testing it out. I'm doing it that way rather than go for a huge amount of tutorials before we even get a finished article in Train Sim. So I'd rather do it this way because it does mean you get to get it in, understand how it works, and even get to drive it before it's completely finished. So, you know, I would rather do it this way. But the problem with this way, be honest, is that at times I sort of paint myself into a corner, and I've done that here. I said I would do the inside of the door. Now the plans aren't wholly accurate as far as measurements go, and what I've ended up with here is the door goes right to the curvature of the ceiling. Now on the actual train, the class 307, we have battening around the three edges of the door there. Now we can't get a batten in there because the door goes right to the top, so we need to lower the door, the whole thing. Okay, that's not as hard as it seems. We've got a bit of space at the bottom. We can lower the door to come right to this edge. We can also reduce the size of the floor, the thickness of the floor. So we'll do all that, but the other drawback is in the tutorial process here somewhere. I've applied the modifiers and I haven't got the blank shell with the cutouts, the boolean cutouts, so I'm going to have to recreate them. Now I'm going to do that. You may already have it, so you may not need to do this stage, but I'm going to have to recreate it. So if you have got it, if you have got the initial shell that's got all the booleans on, fair enough, move forward. Okay, so there we go, there it is. Okay, so DTS, I'll put this, I'll list this as raw. I can't think of another name to call it at the moment. Okay, so there it is. That is my raw vehicle. Again, I can now apply, or not apply, but I can now put on the modifiers. Okay, so I've got the mirror. Okay, what else do I want to do? I want to add some booleans. Now I want about 3 booleans. I know I want about 3 booleans, which is going to be the door and the 2 windows. So okay, let me go up to the cutouts here. Yep, there they are, cutouts. Let's open that up. So first boolean wants to be the door. There it is, door. So let's turn that on, and yeah, and there's the other ones, these windows here. Okay, so there are our booleans, or part of it, you know, the solid parts of the boolean. Okay, so let's select the vehicle and let's just drag these down. There's the first, the door, the window, and the other window. Okay, so let's turn these off, and there we have it. We now have our vehicle back to where we want it, not on this side. So the mirror is, we need to bring the mirror down under there, and there it is. That is our vehicle back to where we want it. You may have already had it this way. Oh, I haven't put the front booleans in. Let me see. So I need another 2 booleans, don't I? Which are going to be now front window. That'll be 1. Yeah, and is it the destination board? Yeah, there we go. So there we go. Let's go destination board. Put it in there. Okay, front window and put it in there. There we go, and turn those off. And there we have it. Now I think I mentioned it, didn't I, when I said about stray geometry and all that, and that's a case in question. That's why that's not cut cleanly right the way through. I may not deal with it just now, but let me turn. Let me find where's the mirror? Let me move the mirror for a start, because I may be looking at the wrong thing anyway. Yes, I was. There we go. I didn't even have to do anything, because it was just I hadn't put the mirror. But where you do get that, where it doesn't cut through, often it's because you've got a stray edge, and like here, you don't really need this face here, because there isn't a face in between the 2 halves. So usually you can get rid of these. This is where it goes wrong, and I delete them. And in fact, we find that we should have kept them. And let's put that mirror back on. Oh, there we go. No, all's well. Yeah, all's well. It's worked okay. Now I didn't look, but again, beforehand, if I hadn't got rid of those faces there on the edge, you might find that you've got a little ridge there, but we haven't got it now. So that's it. That's that part of it. We're back to, or I'm back to where I should have been. You were probably already there and having to wait before the next part. So that's what we're going to do next. We're now going to lower all of our door and our door furniture, such that we've got enough room to put the beading in around the door frame. So that's what we're going to do next. So now we're ready to start to lower these doors to allow us to put the furniture, the door furniture on the inside. Right, okay, so let me select our vehicle there, front on. Okay, we'll go, there we go, there's the floor. I'm going to make that a bit smaller. Okay, let me, as a example, so I know what I'm doing here, we want that to be 3/4 of an inch, which is 0.0375, I think. No, an inch. That's 1.5 inches. Sorry. It'll be let's put it in 0.75 inches. There we go, and it's 191. I wouldn't have put it at 191, but then I take it as 2.5 centimeters is 1 inch, but it's not exactly those figures, so that's why that comes up as 1.91. On my calculations, it'd be a proper divisible number, if you like. Okay, so that'll do. And let's select that. Okay, and can we see where we're bringing it down? Yep. So we just want to bring that down to there. There we go. And this is it. It's this one here. So just grab and bring down. Yes, just make sure you had the X-ray switched on there, otherwise you'd only pulled the front down. Okay, so we've lowered the floor. That's given us a bit more space there. I'll keep that cube we made. Where is it? There. That can be the batten actually for our door. So I'll leave it there. Right. Okay. So what do we want to do? Right. We want to move the cutout. Okay. Now, so I'm wanting the cutout, which is the comp door cut. Okay. It should be round there. And we want to alter that. So I'm going to select that and that. Have I selected the carriage? Yeah. Just so I can. Have I got the? Oh, I didn't select the cutout. That's it. Okay. So now, there we go. I can have a look at that. Side on. Okay. And right, there we go. So I can see where the floor is. Okay, so that's where the bottom part this cutout wants to be. Okay, so let's deselect, grab that, okay, and just pull it down to there. Oh, in fact, no, what I'll do first, let me undo that. What I'll do first is move the whole thing down and have a look at it, because we may not need to alter the size of it. I haven't got much room to maneuver about the size. I don't want to make it too small. We've not got real people coming in and out of this, so it doesn't matter, but I want to try and keep it to scale if I can. So okay, let's grab Z and bring this down. Okay, and get it as near to that line. Yep. Okay, and that's fine. So let's now just have a look over the other side, because it's mirrored, and just make sure, yeah, that looks clean, this cut out there. Okay, and let's just hide it a minute and let's just see. Well, we have yeah, we've got some room there now. We've created room, but we might want a bit more. I'm gonna make this now this wants to be the batten, I reckon about 1.5 inches, which is 0.0375. that's what I reckon 1.5 inches will be. And let's just bring it up. Okay, and let me make sure it's the right width. So it's going to be about 1/4 inch in the X direction, isn't it? 0.25 inch. Yeah. Okay, and let's just move it back there. Let me take them. I can take the mirror off now, so we can properly see what we're doing. Okay, and let's. There we go. Okay, so we can bring that down. Okay, so that's it. So we're just on the right height, if you like, for that. Now, that was just moving the cutout down. So theoretically, if we just move the door down, we will have the right amount at the top of the door. The only thing I'd be worried about is there's actually a batten above this, not far off, but around the door you've got a batten that just goes around the door, but you've also got a batten that goes across the carriage. Now I'm going to duplicate this and just see what it would look like if I took it just above the curve of the I suppose I could angle it. If I wanted to. So I'm going to go with that. That's probably the easiest way. Let me get rid of that now. If I want to put that other batten in, I'll angle it slightly, so it is but just above that line of the curvature. Okay, so that's it then. Now we just want to move the door, so let's come out of there. Okay, and conveniently we've got everything we need to move. Okay, now right, now this we'll want to move, and this we'll want to move, as will the one on the door there. Now the also those hinges, the others are attached to the door, so that's it. I've grabbed that side, need to do this side as well. Okay, now these are arrays, so these are repeated all the way through there, so everything will move down. So yeah, select those hinges. We haven't got we've not got any furniture on this side, just the door, so that's fine. Let me select that. Okay, so that is all selected now. Okay, and let's come around here and just make sure everything is. Now it will move all these down, okay, but it won't move this door down, but we'll do what we did before. We'll just use the align tools to do that. Okay, so we're bringing this down, so grab Z. Okay, yeah, just make sure everything's, and of course we're not going right to the bottom, we're just giving ourselves a bit of a gap. We should hopefully have a little bit of a gap at the top. Yep, so that's it, that's fine. And like we said, these doors haven't moved, all the furniture has moved but the doors haven't, so we just got to go round and alter the doors. The hinges would have moved, the ones that are on the carriage, rather than the door, so we don't have to worry about those. Okay, so let's zoom in, let's select there we go. You don't have to do them in order, as long as the one at this end is the last one. Just make sure that is the case. So there and there, yeah, that's the last one of the connected doors. Okay, and let's align Z. There we go. So that's that side done. We don't really need to turn the mirror on. Let's just select the doors. Okay, yeah, and align Z. There we go. So let me now come here, bring our mirror back on, and so there we go, there we have it. The door is in the correct place now, and we've got room to put the batten around the door. Okay, so I'm going to switch my mirror off again. Let's go number 3 so I can see. Okay, and same thing, we'll be working in this area here, okay, to create the inner furniture. So that's what we'll be doing next. So we've rehung the doors, so to speak. We've moved them down. I'm still not happy on the actual images I've seen of these carriages. There's a beading, I think I said a battening, but it's a batten I think supports something, whereas this is just beading. This is a more decorative bit of wood. The beading goes all round the 3 sides of the door there. Now I reckon I've put it down as 1.5 inches, but I think it looks more like about 2-inch wood, and I speak in imperial because it would have been made in imperial. I can roughly judge what a 2-inch bit of beading would look like. So I think we've got 2-inch beading around the door, but also there's a bit of beading that goes the length of the carriage, or the width of the carriage, and I reckon that's about 1.5 inch and 3/4. It's almost the same size as beading around the door, and that sits on top of this bit of beading here that is around the door. So you know, even with lowering the doors, we're still going into the curvature of the roof there. So really, there's only one thing to do, and that is to literally raise the roof. And part of this problem comes from the plans are not exact plans. They're you know, they're not got exact dimensions. So you're trying to follow a drawing, but the drawing is not necessarily completely to scale. So that's what happens here, that when you see the actual thing, you think, that doesn't look quite right. So that's why I'm going to redo this. I'm going to lift the roof up a bit. But first, let's make this beading. Let me, yeah, I've got the rotation. I'll reset the scale. Okay, reset the scale. There we go. So in the Z direction, it wants to be 2 inches. So I can type in 2 inches, 2 inches. There we go. Now that's going to go all the way round. Okay, let's come to this view here. Let me, before I go any further, let me hide these bits. They get in the way. So let's hide the compartment separators. Let's hide these couple of doors. I'll hide that as well, and that one. There we go. So let's have a look. Face on again. Okay. Right, so now this, we need to make sure this beading here is just, grab Z, it's just covering that gap. So this is forming an inner sill, if you like. So that gap between door and cutout, okay, this will form the sill. So that's okay. Now let's add another bit above it then. Let's duplicate that, okay. Make this 1.75 inches, okay, and let me just move that up so it's there. Okay, let's grab grab Z. Okay, there we go. Make sure I'm putting it on the right one. Yep, okay, that's it. So there we go. There's our 2 bits of beading. Let me just scale Y just so that you can see that's the door beading. Let me bring it over a little bit. There we go. And this is going to be the beading that goes right across the carriage. Okay, so if I come front on, okay, let's go into X-ray mode, and now I want to literally raise the roof here. So let's select the vehicle, edit mode, deselect. Let's just grab this part here because I'm just going to lift this up. It's not going up too much that it will affect the overall shape of the vehicle, so I can do this. I haven't got to reshape it. So grab Z, okay, and it's just about level with that. I could just about see, that's it, it's about level, okay, and it hasn't really altered the shape there, so that's fine. Okay, and while I'm here, let's come out of there. Let's select these 2 bits of beading and let's pull them back. We've got our door here. Okay, this edge is the door, so it slightly comes in a bit there, so the beading can come out. Now you could, you know, it does curve slightly there, so you could rotate this up a bit of beading if you want, just to match it. I don't think it's worth it that much, to be honest, but if you want to, that would be perhaps more accurate. Okay, then let's have a look at it from this view. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Okay, right, now let me duplicate this, okay, and let's rotate it in the X by 90 degrees. There we go. Okay, now we can't just have this bit of beading straight as a cube, because if we come side on, the body curves, so that would be no good at all. So we need to take account of that curve, so we're going to have to do a bit of shaping on this. But first, let's join these two bits of beading together, so to speak. Okay, I'm going to come side on here. Just make sure this is going to form that sill. Grab Y, so want to go to the door, just cover that gap up there, and grab Z and bring it up roughly in line with the other bits of beading. Right, grab Z, there we go. Okay, now what we have here between these two bits of wood, I think it's a mitre. It's a sort of diagonal cut between them, so we want to create that to make it look sort of authentic. So I'm going to let's deselect, let's grab these and bring them back. Oh, let me undo that, make sure I'm selecting X-ray mode, reselect them, that's it. Okay, so bring that back and just line it up with that edge. Okay, grab Y, there we go. And let's put a loop cut in there and bring it level with this edge. Okay, and grab Y. Now because I am pernickety in some ways, I'm going to make sure that's exact, but it doesn't really matter if it isn't exact, because after a time these joints will sort of loosen and come apart a bit, so the fact it doesn't quite match won't really make too much difference. Okay, so there we have it. So what we want to do then is basically, let's go here, let's grab those vertices and let's just bring them up to here. There we go, and just line them up. There we go, and that's about right. Okay, so that's the mitre on that one. Let's this one. Okay, let's just select those two parallel points and go M, and let's do it again, M, and merge at last, which is this one here. Same one here, that one and that one, and then merge at last. There we go, and now that is diagonal. Okay, so there we have it. There's the mitre join in our beading. Okay, now the one thing I want to say here is this is unrealistic to the real world, i.e. these right angles that we've got on our meshes here. You don't tend to get that in the real world. Now the easiest way is to apply a bevel. Okay, and a bevel will soften the edge and give it a more realistic real world look. But if you add bevels, it starts to add to the triangle count. So if I select this one and let me go into edit mode, you'll see at the moment it's 12 triangles. Okay, let me select an edge. There we go. Now if I go to bevel this, there we go, a bevel, okay, and pull it apart a bit. It's already gone to 16 edges now. So if I add more segments to the bevel, you will see the triangle count goes up. Okay, now we don't really want to do that. So to get around that, one segment should do it. So for instance, we go and do it again, then just that one segment should be enough to give the illusion of a bit of curvature at the edge of our cubes. So that's what you want to do, put a bit of bevel on. Now the bevel there is a destructive bevel, i.e. I've affected the actual cube there, the actual mesh. Really what you could do with is using a modifier, and you do have a bevel modifier that you can use. I'll show you how to use that, but once I've actually shaped this this piece of beading, because at the moment it's straight, and if we come here we can see that the actual carriage here curves, so we need to change that. So let's go into wireframe mode, okay, and let me go into vertex mode, deselect, let's grab these, pull them up, okay, right up here, and then what we're going to do, we're just going to extrude and shape it as we go down. So let's take it up to there, and yeah, that well, that is our first that's our top bit of beading. So let's come down here, okay, to this first cross bit there, okay, take it to there and bring it in, there we go, okay, and we'll just follow that line down, so E and Z, okay, bring it to a sort of cross cut, okay, which is where it's going to curve, okay. Let me see if I can get a way to take it to that one. Yeah, I probably can. And let's go E and Z, there we go, probably gonna have to go to there, okay, and now let me come front on again, E, Z, and come to here, okay, and somewhere like that, E and Z. So you don't want to go too mad here because you're adding more geometry, okay, so be aware of that. E and Z, you know, try and shape it so that it follows the line, but don't add too much geometry. You could perhaps just make the whole bit of beading much wider, okay, but that will look odd because as you turn around and get more of a side view, it will look thin at the top and very fat in the center, so that wouldn't look particularly good. Okay, last one here, so E and Z, there we go, down to there, and there we go. Let's just pull that in, okay, and pull it down a bit there. That is it. So there we go. That's our beading, okay. And now we want the same thing the other side here. So let's first off, let's duplicate this, okay, and let me just pull it over here, side on again, and do the same. Make sure we're covering the gap between the cutout and the actual door, okay. Here we go, grab Y, bring that across, there we go, okay, and now obviously we want this to go the other way, so let's go into edit mode, deselect, make sure we've got X-ray set, bring that side down, okay, to there, okay, and now take this side up, and let's go into wireframe so I can see where we're going, okay, and anywhere around about here. Right, okay, so that's that bit done. Now let's shape this one, okay, and deselect, just grab this, pull it back to there, okay, and let's put the loop cut in, okay, and line that up, okay, and now we just do exactly what we did before. Let's select that one, and M at last, and M at last, merge at last. There we go. So that's done that side. Okay, so there is our beading around the door. Okay, and like I said, now it's time to put the bevel on, and we use a modifier for that. Okay, now I'll do this one first. Let's put a bevel modifier. Now you'll see it looks I was going to say it looks odd. It will look odd because the scaling's not right. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we reset the scaling on our beading. There we go, reset scale. Okay, now what we're going to do is we don't want the bevel on every edge, so we want to say which edges we're going to use, and to do that we're going to use the limit method of weight. So we're going to control the bevel with the weight. So now we've got no bevel at all because we've not assigned weights to them. So if I let's come in here, go to edge mode. Right, okay, so I want that edge. I don't want the back edge. It's not worth putting a bevel on the back because you're not going to see it, so it's a waste of extra geometry. Okay, so select that one, that one. Let's select this front one here, which is not the front one. That's the front one, that's the back one. So there we go. And we want to make sure we're selecting the right one. We want this one here and that one there. Okay, so there we go, and this one here. Okay, so we want to put the bevel on all of those. So what we do then is we let's put the amount which we said was the best sort of one would probably be about a millimeter, so that's 0.001. okay, so we'll make this 0.001. okay, so it's 1 millimeter of bevel. Only the one segment. We could add to it if you want, but it'll add more geometry. Okay, so now let's apply that. You see there's no bevel there, so all we do is adjust this mean bevel weight and put that to 1, and there we have a bevel. You can see that bevel. Now from a distance, like I say, that will look give the illusion of it being a bit chamfered at the edge there, a bit beveled, and that's all you'll need. That way you can keep the geometry down as much as possible while giving it more of a realistic look. Okay, so same here then. That's done. Let's do this. Let's apply our bevel here, and again 0.001. We want it to be limited by weight. Okay, and let's just select this whole side and this side too. Okay, yeah, make sure it's going all the way down. You don't need the bottom edge. I'm not sure that is going all the way down. There we go, that's it. And this one here, so let's select this one here as well. There we go, and just put that bevel weight on there. And I'm not sure. No, it hasn't done this side. So let's do this side. There we go, and put the bevel weight on there. Okay, so yeah, so that's got a bit of a bevel on, and let's do same here. Okay, so edit mode. Let's select. Okay, that one. Select that one, and select this one. Okay, again, just make sure it's gone right the way down. Yes, it has. Modifier bevel 0.001 and limit by weight, and let's just put that bevel weight on. There we go. Now before I go too far, make sure, yes, we did rescale them. Yeah, they're all at 1:1, so that's okay. And let me just check that we've got some bevel on here. I'll just go into this mode because I can't tell whether I've got bevel on there. Yeah, it's showing that we've got a bevel edge, so that should be all okay. So there we go. There is our beading around the door. Let's just side view. Let's go into UV editing. Okay, again side view. There we go. UV, project from view, select it. Okay, select it here. Select. Okay, scale, and put that. Let's actually add the material, otherwise we won't see anything. And I don't really need to do a UV because it should already have one. So if I just select it, there we go, and scale. So put that there, and same here. Select. No, just select that. Edit mode. Select and select scale. Grab, and there we go. Okay, and again, yes, apply the material there. Temp. Okay. Oh, and I don't think I did it this side either, did I? So let me make sure I've got material on there. There we go. Okay, so that's the material applied, and I can see with the material this is a bit where we've turned to match the curve. Let me come into layout. Where we've turned to match the curve, it looks a bit squarish. So let's just then put shade smooth and shade smooth on those two. There we go. And I suppose we could put shade smooth on that as well. Okay, but now go to down here and select your normals and put the auto smooth on. Okay, and that will help give it a smoothness. Okay, but without those harsh edges, or without too much roundness. Of course, if you want the roundness, then you can just increase this auto smooth angle and you will make it look rounder, but that's fine then. That looks okay, that looks nice there. The bevels there give it a little bit of a chamfered edge there, a little bit a beveled edge, and makes it look more real. So let's do the same with this one. Again, let's select what we want beveling. Now really I think we only want this one. I suppose we can do the top one as well, can't we? So let's I'm going to put a mean bevel weight on there already before I add the modifier, but there we go. Modifier, bevel, okay, 0.001, and let's limit method by weight, and there we go. There's a bit of a bevel on that one. Again, let's go UV editing. Okay, let's select all, come here, select all and scale, and there we go. Okay, and let's put that material on it, otherwise we won't see. Now you don't want to do that for each compartment. You might as well put that in the middle there, and just scale Y. Okay, and just draw it. I don't know whether it goes into the driver's compartment or not, but we can take it into there. So scale Y. Okay, now because we've altered the scaling, it might throw that bevel out a bit, so let's go back to layout and just make sure that scaling's reset. So Control A, reset scale. There we go. So that is the beading around the door. Okay, and now that looks more as it should. So all we not all, but what we want to do next is the beading around the windows. All these windows have got a little bit of beading around, and there's some furniture around this door window that we need to add, i.e. for a start, glass and pull handle, and also there's a stop just on the edge of this sort of oval shape here. There's a stop at the bottom there to stop the pull handle going right away into the door. Okay, so that's what we'll do next.